NuImage 1500. We start out with these panels laid down upside down, and we start by sliding them into these little grooves. It's all aluminum, so you gotta just be careful so you don't scratch it all up, but it goes in relatively easily. And once you have it all assembled, we'll begin the crimping process. So I'll do that in a second once I have this all put together. We got it all assembled. Now we're going to crimp the ends at each one of these seams. It's going to get a pair of channel locks. It says about 1/4 inch in and not over tighten when you're doing it. So just enough to keep it still from moving. Make have enough in a flush. I'm going to do it on both sides. Flip it around so we can do the same thing on this side. Just making sure they're nice and flush still. And pinch them together. This is just to prevent it from moving around when you start assembling the side rails and the top rails. We're going to be installing the top rail. Curl side down, find the spot here, and slide nicely. Again, just go slow so that we scratch off the paint right off of it. And then do the same thing with the bottom rail. With the J pointing down. Again, just slow. Don't mind the kids in the background. Yeah. Alright, now we're ready to put the side rails on. That's just to push this in. This one really, just gotta take the top again. It's a little bit, but the hand job really is better with sets of hands. So we're going to push this on, bend this, and then slide it in both sides. But I'm going to get a second pair of hands for this. So now we got it on. So the key is here is just getting these holes lined up. So you gotta pull it a little bit. Put it in there. And then same thing on the other end. You get the same holes. You gotta line them up. And once they're lined up, put a couple screws in there. And you're good to go with the side rails. That's good. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. First we're going to put a couple screws in. You'll see mine has the side rails, so you don't want to put those screws in every single one. You're just going to put a couple screws here and there just to get it somewhat sturdy, rigid, and then we'll finish it off in a minute. I'm going to be putting a couple screws in here and there. Same thing on the other end, trying to get it lined up as best I can. And then a couple more on here. Just try not to over tighten so you don't bend up the aluminum. Side rails on. I'm going to do the middle rail now. It's right there. And there's little brackets somewhere. I'm going to put them on as well. so we got 2 screws in the bottom, 2 screws in the back. I'm not sure what the 3rd screw is there. I just have a different amount. And then we'll put these little clips on right now as well. You just do the screws first, and then I'll show you how to mount the brackets in a second. So these clips only go in one way from one side. You slide them into the groove, and then while pressing on this, just slide it onto there like that. Now it has screw holes, but I'm not sure why. I don't see the need for screws. I'm not positive what that's all about, but it goes on pretty easy. Just gotta find. Of course, I need a lot out of me. And then just gotta push on it. That way you get it nice. Alright, we're going to do the side panels. So we have 2 sets of, well, actually 4 sets of 2 screws, holes for the screws. Just try to. This is going to be easier with 2 sets of hands. Push it on. It just slides in there, and I'll show you when I get the screws in there. It's easier with 2 sets of hands instead of me trying to scratch this up. We got it in. Now we're gonna tighten it up a little bit. I'm gonna do both ends first. Keep it somewhat flush. And now it's just on the screws on. Done. So we got this part assembled. Now we're ready to put it on our house. So we got one rail to put up. Very simple. We got 4 screws. Now I got masonry to go into, so I'm going to get my masonry bit and level this out and put it up, and I'll show you how it goes in. So clean up with masonry because it was a little uneven. So now I'm ready to put this bar up to make sure the J itself, the hook, is on the bottom. You'll see that it has these 3 little holes in it, and they're going to be mounting to the awning. So next is just getting this in there. So I throw some screws in here and level it out, and we'll be back once it's ready to be assembled. Put it in. Up a little bit. There's a little groove here. There you go. And you're good to go. I'm just gonna move it over just a tiny bit. Put it down. Alright. Now we get those 3 holes to iron on and the sides, and we're done. Bada bang. And we did the 2 screws on the sides. Again, it's very sturdy. You're gonna have to have good winds to do anything with this thing, but it looks good. And the wife's happy, so bada bing, bada boom again.